Hello everybody and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. On the last episode, we saw a very interesting cutscene between Green and Juices. And Mackey's was of course eavesdropping on the whole thing, as was expected. And then Juices had to, got a call from his father and left. So, we'll be handling today's field study tasks all on our own. What's wrong? Go down. Okay. Yep, just making sure I'm in the right spot. Okay. So I need to talk to the chef. His exclamation mark is kind of blending in his head. If it wasn't green, I wouldn't have noticed it. Greetings and welcome. Hello, Hammond. We're here to take up your request, but I'd like to thank you for that delicious meal last night first. It was good. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. Might I ask where Lord Juices is, though? He was called back to the mansion, I'm afraid. We have plans to meet up with him in the afternoon, however. Is that so? It's too bad Juices isn't here, considering this request is from his uncle. Anyway, about your request. Ah, yes, as you read, I would like you to gather some ingredients for me. Are you all currently free? If so, I will explain the details of what I need. Yes, we can take it up now. Please go ahead and explain. The request mentioned something about making a nostalgic dish. Correct. Said dish isn't on our menu, but it's one that I would like you all to try. I assume it's rather special dish then. There's no doubt about how delicious it'll be if you're making it at least. What kind of dish is it? Perhaps soup is the best way to describe it. I plan on making enough for all of you to enjoy, so please look forward to that. Very well. What is it you need us to gather then? There are two types of ingredients I'd like to ask you to gather for me. The first is globby fat, which can be found by collected from monsters can't read on the highway. I need 5 of those to be exact. The other is an herb used by the Septian Church to synthesize medicine. It's called a healing herb. So 5 piles of globby fat and a healing herb. I think the globby fat is easy. The healing herb is the harder one. Where do we get the herb from then? You'll want to speak to Sister Tatiana at Berehard Cathedral. I'm sure she will be willing to part with one. Just tell her I sent you. Alright, that sounds easy enough. Shall we start on the task at hand then? Yeah, let's head to the cathedral first. Roger. Okay, the healing herb. I don't know. Do I have globby fat? My mind. I was fighting those things for a while. Okay, if globby fat is a cooking material? It would be... well, we'll just find out. The cathedral... Oh, it's just straight through here. You could have really gone and got this one yourself. This material, at least. It's right across from you. But, hey, when you're really, really busy, you don't even have time to do that. Oh, good day. Is there something you need from me? You must be You must be Sister Tatiana, I assume. Would you happen to have a healing herb that we could take with us? Hammond from Saucier told us that we'd be able to procure some here. Oh, is that so? I see. Would you mind waiting a bit while I prepare one for you? Prepare? Here you go. We appreciate it, sister. This is an ingredient used for making medicine, isn't it? Is it safe to use for food, too? Of course, it's a very helpful ingredient when used for food. The only issue is that it is very bitter, so some inventiveness on the part of the chef is required to hide that. I see. Hammond must have some way of doing so then. Kind of interested in how he does it. Likewise. Same here. Well, thank you again for the help. You're very welcome. Do I have all the materials? If I don't, I'm gonna have to go fight stuff. I don't mind fighting stuff. But, do I have all the materials? I think I need 5 doggy fag. I didn't feel like checking, so I'm just gonna go talk to the guy, see. Hello again, I presume you cleared all the ingredients in? Yeah, everything's here and accounted for, here you go. Yeah, we do have them all. Good thing I grind. Healing herb. Much obliged. Please make your way over to the table. I'll begin preparing the dish immediately. Cream Juice is gonna miss this dish. How was it? I call this dish deluxe herb chowder. It was beyond delicious. I feel sort of comforting warmth throughout my body after eating it. Wouldn't mind having some of this if I ever caught a cold. Yeah, I almost feel like a bowl of this might cure it outright. I'm pleased to hear that. You did mention that this dish was a rather nostalgic dish. I assume Juicy had it often then. That's correct. It was one of his favorite dishes even. To tell you the truth, the one who created the dish was none other than my sister herself. In other words, Lord Justice's mother. I see. Mother. So that would make you his uncle then. Kind of surprising. Oh, oops. We didn't tell you about that, did we? My apologies. I was under the impression that you were all aware. I wasn't expecting his mother to be the creator of this dish, though. His mother must have been skilled at cooking if she could think of a dish this delicious. She was indeed. She would even come by to help out when there was time to help out here from time to time. The first time she made this soup was when Lord Juices fell ill during his younger years. She went to the church and asked for medical herbs, after which she set out about inventing a dish that would be both easy for him to digest and enjoyable to eat. Lord Juices was always at the front of her mind. It really does sound like she cared deeply for him. And yet he lost her 8 years ago. Sounds like he hasn't had such an easy life after all. Someone's thinking about Juices. Who might that be? Certainly not me. I've probably said too much. I was hoping that Lord Juices would be here to enjoy this too, but at any rate, I'm happy that I could talk to you all about this. We got to learn a bit more about Juices, so likewise. Well then, that brings my request to an end. Thank you all for your help. There's plenty of soup left over, so feel free to take it with you. Deluxe herb chowder. Oh, thank you, sir. Let me give you this as well. It's a recipe for the creamy chowder that this dish was based off. It can be made with more common ingredients. If you have the time, you should try to make it yourselves. Yes, a new recipe stuff, which is awesome. I kind of want to make it right now. I feel somewhat bad being treated to a delicious meal and then being taught a new recipe. That's very generous of you. How do you feel bad? Now you can make it yourself. This is the least I can do for Lord Justice's friends. Goodbye then. I wish you luck with your future endeavors. Alright, that knocks that quest out of the park. Which leaves the main quest. So, the North Cruising Highway Monster. Do I have to talk to anybody first, or do I just have to go and kill it? I think I just gotta go kill it. Oh, by the way, I should probably... Whoops. Don't want to be unprepared, how do we? The bridge leading near to Selbit. Well, there's only... It's really a straight shot anyway, so I'm just gonna... Keep running. Just keep running. No, you ain't touching me. Oh, gosh, what is that thing? Well, this is certainly interesting. There it is. Looks as strong as yesterday's, which means we'll really need to be careful considering Juices isn't with us today. Green, I'm ashamed of what happened yesterday. I know we've had our share of differences, but well, he's embarrassed. Wifey, I'm trying to. I cause problems for everyone too. My injuries were a result of my own carelessness. Hopefully by giving this fight everything we've got, we can make up for this whole mess together. I'm counting on you, Matthias. I won't let you down. God, shoot it in the
It's my turn!
Oh my, it has such a short range of sight. You can shoot it in the back. It's not turning around ever, is it? Sure.
Kick! Eat that! Eat that! Kick!
I'll shoot you. I wonder if I back up, will it turn back around?
Kick!
Yeah. I wonder if I can shoot it in the back. Gotta get it in the back.
Eat that!
Oh, come on. Well, I can hit it with Matthias. Can I stagger it with Green? That's a bit risky. I do want some sort of advantage. It really does look really strong.
Eat that!
I'll
Go.
handle it. Okay.
Well, might as well give it a shot.
Leave it to me.
Okay.
Here we go.
There's really no harm in trying. Dang it, I touched his foot.
Watch
Whatever.
out. This is a tough one.
Oh,
My turn.
okay, no. No, we can't have that.
Arcus, activate.
Here we go. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Leave it to me.
Yeah. Arcus, activate. Huh.
Right.
Actually, if I'm right, this thing should be just as weak to ice as the rest of these guys were. I think it was ice. One, yeah.
Arcus, activate.
There you go.
Can't let these guys have
Sophie, dance. That's that.
Flames, gather on my blade. Strike!
Zero. That's not good.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Oh, he got the catch.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
Go. Another chance.
oh, link attack. Great.
Gotcha. Well, that went better than expected. How'd you expect it to go?
Look at that EXP. That's nice. Lobby fat. 3 of them. Pressure 1 and hair. I don't know what that is. Ooh, almost 2,000 mirror. Worth of septim. We won. We sure did. And in doing so, I believe we successfully redeemed ourselves for yesterday. Good work, everyone. Suppose that gets a pass. I'm sorry, everyone. I've been dragging you all down. Especially you, Reen. I owe you double the apology. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's alright, Marcus. Don't worry about it. If we just answered you honestly from the start, all this could have been avoided. So if anything, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry for misleading you. No. Anyway, it's all in the past now. I'm glad we have you in our group, Marcus. Same to you. I'm glad the two of you were finally able to make up. Hi, you. Hey, don't make fun of us. So as long as we're on a roll here, why not use this chance to make up with Juices too? What? If you could just be more honest with one another, I'm sure even combat links wouldn't be out of the... Not a chance. My behavior towards you was wrong. I fully admit that. But Juices is a whole different story. He and I are fundamentally incompatible, and nothing any of you do can change that. I guess getting those two to accept one another is still a long ways off. Well, we should probably head back to town, don't you think? Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Juice should be back soon, too. I'm hungry. Fine, let's go. He just doesn't want to admit anything. It's all good, bro. You understand. Just go ahead and kiss and make up. We won't laugh. The battle went rather well. I used a lot of CP. Because I used blue arts so I could get as much damage as I could. Fees took them all out first. All of the little ones. So that was good. And she got a good chunk of damage right there too. Hold it right there. From Vincent Army? You're the students from Thorsdale Military Academy, aren't you? The ones who's come for a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? He's a perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. Oh boy, more trouble. What are you doing? First year student, Marcus Regnus, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know what's good for you. What? What's going on? Wait. This has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed, but the most recent is an accusation of trespassing in the Argus Fort yesterday afternoon. Wait, do you mean when we saw that silver object? You can't be serious! I was near the fort at the time of the intrusion occurred, certainly, but I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for him. And not just us, Juices Alvarez was with him at the time, and can personally verify that what Macias was saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point in fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Oh man. Looks like she was right on the mark. Glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? Well, how about you get your classmate? Get in there. Don't worry. Do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out, eventually. Damn it. How could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. As I keep telling you, Marcus couldn't have possibly committed the crime he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Brayhard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our side. So if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Marcus Regulus will be kept in our custody until he's cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the academy and informed them of this. You kids should just focus on your field study or whatever it is you're here for and let due process take its course. Ugh, unbelievable. Oh, and one more thing. Juice's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. That can't... Did this come from Juice himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Alberia household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. You won't even get past the front gate. They're scheming. Again. I'm betting they've had this whole thing planned out since yesterday. Which means the reason Juices got called away is because they knew that if he were here, he may have prevented Marcus' arrest. I assume that's what you were going to say anyway. It makes sense. He was probably called home to keep him from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Juices hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. If it means going toe-to-toe with the principal army, I'm all in. I'm terribly sorry. They insisted on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. Let's see. We're very sorry for the trouble. I think we should go. Okay. Yes, I agree. Earthbell as a reward. Afterward, Rena and the others decided to dine at the restaurant they visited the previous day. However, the soldiers were there as well. Oh, come on. Uncertain of what to do and where to go, they eventually settled on planning their next move at the bar on Artisan Street. Kick their faces in. This will be over and snap. So, in all likelihood, the reason Marcus was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted to arrest him because his father is the imperial governor and a key figure in the reformist action. Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have an advantage in future negotiations. This does seem to be the most plausible explanation. They wouldn't hurt him or anything, though, would they? I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario, they might use the threat of violence to get what they want. It's awful. This may well fall under the scope of our field study, though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about the situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. I'm in. Thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Juices. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Marcus. Yes, I agree. This has to have been a decision by Duke Alberia himself, but Juices is locked up at home, and his brother would help us. Rufus, he did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Marcus yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. So I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Got it. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. That might be a bit too much. You don't want to become suspects and stuff. That's a little excessive. But if you can get into the Alberia mansion and get to Juices, think about it. We have a perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him to the fort, we'll lose that chance and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that at least. Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, for sure. We need to be as covert as possible, though. If we get caught, it has to be after Mackie is out safely. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. But if the charges against him are obviously false, so if we can get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah, and the Cruiser Army aren't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we can manage to get him out of Berehard, we're more or less home free. So, no smoke grenades then? Smoke grenades. You don't carry those around with you, do you? Well, Fair Maiden doesn't. It's part of her moveset. Don't you know this already? I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Hey, Master. What's the monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Maybe. I don't know. Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? I'm guessing the place is probably crawling with them again by now. Though I'm sure not going back down to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the Principal Army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? Because it's got something crawling inside of it. I'd love to go take care of them myself if someone would just put a request in. Well, if I hear anything of the sort, I'll send a message over to Legrand and let you know. Sure, it'd make you some good scratch. Cheers to that. Alright, I'd best be going. Looking forward to dropping by for another of your espressos sometime. Sure, I'll see you on the way back if you can make it. I don't see many people just like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh, yes sir, we are. We're from Thor's Military Academy in Trista. We were sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thor's, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I've got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Berehard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. Excuse me. Do you know that blonde man who just left? Oh. Toval? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Berehard, but it's been closed for a couple of years now. Toval just comes up by train from Legrand branch every so often. Really. By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I thought I overheard you say something about the monsters in the underground waterway. Oh yeah, there's a huge network of waterways underneath the city. Been there for a long time now. It's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch here, the bracers would clear them out. But nowadays, nobody goes near it, and the waterway's just sort of stagnant under the Principal Army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does this waterway cover? Supposedly, all the way from the east side of the city to the west. So, from the station to somewhere under the Nova District, I guess. Heard a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion. But that's probably just one of those urban legends. It's not. It's not. I bet you it's not. It's probably their emergency escape route, like in the races. That was well-timed, clue. Yeah, an underground waterway built into the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the Noble District. It's almost too perfect. Seems likely it's connected to the Principal Army's house, where Mackie is being held too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages too, so that would stand to reason. If we were to use the waterway, we might be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'm guessing the door on the far edge of Station Street is the entrance to the waterway. I would think so. There must have been some sort of entrance for the bracers to get inside and exterminate the monsters after all. Roger that. Well, that was easy. Well, that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.